Order all your half-shell favorites for takeout or delivery. Visit www.halfshelloysterhouse.com to browse the familiar menu and place your delivery or takeout order in minutes. Same menu prices, just a $5 flat delivery fee every time at Half Shell Oyster House, located at 115 Laurel Park Cove, Suite 105, Flowood, Mississippi 39232, or you can give us a call at 769-257-7586. And oh yeah, tell them Sonia sent you.
She say sports. She say sports. She say sports. She say sports.
Hey, y'all, it's your girl Sonia, and welcome back to She Say Sports. Today I have with me author Steffi Strawder to discuss her new recipe book, Perfect Mediterranean Diet Cookbook for Weight Loss. Oh yeah. Hey Steffi, how are you today?
Hey Sonia, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I am doing well. Thanks for joining the show today.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure.
Awesome. So Happy New Year, first of all.
Same to you. Happy New Year as well. It's still January, just the last day.
Yeah, it's still January. So how was your holiday season? Everything y'all, did pretty well? Y'all had a good time?
We did. We had a relaxed time. We were able to stay more close to home this year, which is awesome because normally we travel. We go and visit in-laws and that kind of thing. So this year it was a home bug. It was perfect.
That's great. And sometimes you just need that rest. I did the same thing as well. I'm usually out of town, but I decided to take some rest. So yeah. So Steffi, tell the listeners a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So I am a small town girl. Normally I say I'm from McGee, Mississippi, but really that's not true. It's really a sanatorium. That's where I was born and raised, graduated from McGee High School. Went to Hines 2 years, Southern Miss, and finished up nursing, and then went to anesthesia school at Bradley University in Illinois, got married, and have 2 children, married to James Earl Strawder, been married 30 years this year. 30 years. Yes. But I'm 27, but anyway, don't do the math.
Right. And you're 27, I'm 24.
Yeah, so don't do the math. And so we now reside just locally and got a job, working at university, hospital for 25 years. And so that's kind of the background there.
That's awesome. So you know a lot about health and diet because you've been in the medical field for almost 30 years, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
So Steffi, tell us about why you decided to author a recipe book.
Yeah. So working every day as hard as we all do and going to university for the last 25 years, that was like nowhere on my mind, not in my thinking, writing a book, because the jobs we do are very intense and you have to be focused. So we're putting you to sleep and waking you up. You do want us to be focused. So over the last few years, that's all I've known because that's what I do. Love the kids, love the adults, love what I do. I miss it. But I spent 25 years at university and that was my goal. And when I reached that goal, I could tell that it was time to transition out of that and start thinking about the next step. And so I've been 6 months retired now. Woo!
Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you
How
so
does that
much.
feel?
It's really amazing, but I'm not going to stay there because I know, everybody got to work and all that good things. So work is good for you. It is good. It is okay. You're going to make it. It's going to be fine. And so once I was able to pull back from all of the stress and intenseness at work, I had a chance to really come down and think through my next step. So I
Right.
always wanted to write. And I thought, oh, okay, this is perfect. Now I got time. And I started researching it, looking online. Actually, I guess I'll always be a student. I enrolled in some courses and began to kind of go from there because I wanted to do a good product. I didn't just want to put something together. I
Right.
wanted it to be excellent work and something that you could look at, read through, and it made sense. Because just
Gotcha.
because it makes sense to me doesn't mean it makes sense to everybody.
Right.
So
Exactly.
after enrolling in the courses, I was just so blessed to be with great mentors as well as great classmates. And I truly have to say that the journey of publishing is really just beginning. I still don't know everything about it, but it is truly a team effort. And so there are so many other people, voices, resources that contributed to this. I'm the person that's talking about it, but there is a whole team of people that help with that.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
Steffi, besides the Mediterranean book, you actually authored another recipe book regarding health. Can you elaborate on that for us?
I
A couple of
can,
books, I think, right?
yes. So let me know if you can see this. Higher,
Dash Diet Cookbook. Okay.
yes. So this was my first passion project for publishing.
Mhm.
After kind of bouncing through some ideas and researching, trying to figure out which way do I want to go in health, we were able to come up with the route of what's personal to you. And so, like so many other people in the country who are fighting high blood pressure, yes,
Mhm.
hypertension, yes, I was also in that boat. And I thought, why don't I tackle this? Why don't I tell my story so that it can help somebody else who may be facing hypertension? And so I found out that 1 out of 2 adults have
Wow.
hypertension. And even if you don't have it, you know somebody that do.
That's
So
true.
in the US, there's about 116 million people diagnosed with hypertension. And
100 and how many?
16 million,
That is
which
crazy.
is about half of the people in our country. And it can be silent. People can have it and not know it.
Mm.
That's what makes it so dangerous. So that was my first passion that came out in October. And it was just a way to break down the guidelines from the American Heart and what they basically diagnose or say is hypertension, what's
Right.
normal. I kind of go through all of that in the book. I slow down, tell you what those numbers mean, tell you where you should be, and to monitor it. So here's the bottom line to that book, to the DASH diet. DASH means dietary approaches to stop hypertension. That's how they arrive at DASH. And many times patients go in and the physicians or their healthcare providers will say, you need to do the DASH diet, give them a piece of paper, and then they go home. They have no idea what that is
Right.
or what that means. And so I just broke it down in that book, giving you the basics about it, offering a lot of information about how to eat better. I do not condone, I'm not a medical doctor. I am a nurse. I have a doctorate in nursing. So what I propose and recommend is in conjunction with your healthcare provider, because
Okay.
those are the people that we should listen to regarding our health, because your health and somebody else's health could be different. You
That's
could be
right.
the same age, living in the same house, all of that, but everybody's different. And your providers have your whole picture at heart. So the DASH diet is a wonderful book full of information about hypertension, And then at the end, I throw in some recipes to kind of help you gauge the salt and the sodium and those kinds of things. And like I say, always with my recipes and the cookbook and the team we've put together, you do you, because I may recommend a spice, you may like another one. Make those your own. So that's the DASH diet. It is a wonderful place to start. It's for beginners who have just found out, hey, I got high blood pressure. What can I do? I don't understand it. So it goes in depth with those kinds of things. So hopefully it'll be helpful to somebody.
Gotcha. Okay, that's awesome. And
yeah,
and you know, I guess America, especially America, we use a lot of salt in our diet, in our food. I've noticed, I have friends and family that assault their food before they even taste it. And it's like, just taste it first, you know. So but as I'm getting older, even though I'm 24, but as I'm getting older,
wiser. We say wiser. We don't
as
say
I'm getting wiser, I understand that it's so important to not have so much sodium. It's okay to have some. I think our bodies still need it, but not what we take in on a daily basis. And
the additional salt. And the thing, Sonia, sometimes that get us with the salt and the sugar and those kinds of things is in many of the processed foods, that kind of thing, they're hidden. They're already in that food. And then when we do additional, so there's some hidden things like sugar, salt, some fats, and things like that that are already in the foods. And then unknowingly, sometimes we just add more to it.
Right. And our community, the Black community, we really, a lot of us were not taught how to eat. You know, we ate what we had. And so,
yes, we
you know,
did.
we ate what we had. But I think me and my mom, we were talking Sunday actually, and we were talking about how healthy the food was when she was growing up. My mother is 81. She's not on any medication. She works out every day. She tries to eat healthy as much as possible. But we were talking about how healthy, even when I was growing up, how healthy the food was. And, you know, it tastes better. It was just, it tastes so much better. So,
And Sonia, that is because the same here, Sanatorium, Mississippi, are you kidding me? We ate off the land.
Yep.
My granddad would get us up. We'd go pick our peas, our greens, our, eggs, our meat, whatever. And we ate organically without really knowing
pesticides and
organically, but we grew watermelons, peas. You're going to pick it and you're going to share the peas too.
And we talked about that. Now I'm from the city, but I told her, I was like, I miss those days. We would sit on my grandmama's porch, both of them, and shell peas as a family. That was a family thing. And I miss that so much. My nieces, 23 and 29, they have no clue about that because we didn't do that. And we made our own ice cream. It was amazing. Great time.
Killed the hog, ate every piece of it.
Well, kill no hog, sis.
We did cracklings. We had the bacon. We did all of that. And my grandparents, just like my mother-in-law, recently transitioned, went to be with the Lord at 99.
Wow, what a blessing. But my condolences.
Yes, my grandmother in her 90s. Most of them achieved long life and long health, and they just cooked what they had. And it was fresh.
It was fresh. That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
So, Steffi, Mediterranean food has become very popular as a way to live a healthy lifestyle in the last few years. What is it about Mediterranean food that is healthier for you?
Okay, so most Mediterranean, the whole idea around it was is that it's a lifestyle. This diet was adopted from people that lived around the Mediterranean Sea. And that's countries like Italy and France and Spain and Algeria and Bosnia. Those places are centered around the Mediterranean area. And what was noticed is that that group of people seemed to, one, live longer, and two, did not have many health issues. And so people began to rush in to study it and say, what's going on here? How is this happening? And began to see their lifestyle. A few things about their lifestyle that I believe really contributes to their long life and healthier eating. They eat off the land and they eat from the ocean. Much of their diet is plant-based. So I like to describe it as a pyramid. And if you think about a pyramid in the Mediterranean lifestyle, the base, the most important thing to them are two things. Number one, physical exercise. They walk, ride their bike, they're out in the sun, just about everywhere they go. So they're in motion, they're moving. The second thing about them is they enjoy family. They're like socialites. When they're eating, they want family around. They sit at the table and they put the spread out on the table and everybody kind of dig in, you know, like it's Thanksgiving every day. So they love to eat with other people, family, and with their friends. That's the bottom. Then the next layer up on this pyramid would be fresh fruits and veggies. Big on that. From apples to berries to melons to figs to grapefruits, any fresh fruits and those veggies, all kinds, cauliflower, Brussels sprout, any kind, veggies, whole grains, those things like oats and barley and farro and milk, those kinds of things. That's that next layer up from physical exercise. And these things like the fresh fruits and vegetables, you should have multiple doses of that a day. Just eat all you want. It's going to be good. Now, if you go up the pyramid, that next layer is fish and seafood. So the fish and seafood is about 2 to 3 times a week. Of the fish and seafood, not as much, right? Then that next layer up is like yogurt, dairy, low fat, cheese, your skim milk, almond milk, those kinds of things. And that's even less frequently. Now they're big on eggs. They're big on the eating of eggs. So that's about 2 to 5 times a week, that layer. And then their very top layer at the point of the pyramid is sweets and meat, rare red meat. Sweets, they use sweets as like a delicatessen, something that's precious for events, but it's not every day. As their sweetener, they go mostly with fruits. So they'll eat their meal, you know, they talking. They don't put everything on the plate, but they may have like a portion, one dish at a time. Let's eat that, and then let's eat that. So they don't eat as much because from brain to stomach, it takes about 20 minutes before it registers with your body that you're full. So if you eat slower, you don't eat as much, you get fuller, your body senses full stop, versus many times if we have our plate, we're done in 20 minutes because we're rushed, you know, we just got 30 minutes to eat and you spent 15 in the cafeteria. So we're eating on the go. And so it could cause you to eat a little more. So like I said, in their pyramid structure, this is one of the reasons it's so popular. It's more plant-based, more natural-based, and less animal foods with dairy and the meats. And the
Wow.
sweets, they kind of have as an extra. Now,
Okay.
their beverage of choice, I recommend the water. But
Mhm.
in their culture, they do the red wine,
Right.
and they do that because it's an antioxidant that has material in it to fight off inflammation. But you can get that same resveratrol, you can get that out of pomegranate juice, like the dark cherry juice, those
Okay.
kinds of things. But
Mhm.
for me, I recommend if you go all water, that's half the battle. Drinking water, because many of us don't get enough water. And
Right.
so the US News and World Report for the last 5 years have voted Mediterranean diet as the #1 healthiest diet, followed by DASH and those kinds of things. So that's kind of the backlog of what makes it so healthy and
Mhm.
so important. It just speaks volumes. And there are studies to back all of that up too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, what are the main, what illnesses does Mediterranean foods target?
Yeah, that's a very good question, Sonia. I want to share with you something I looked up that is going to kind of highlight this. The top 10
Mhm.
leading causes of death in the United States, 1 through 10. #1, heart disease, cardiovascular disease. And that number went up last year in 2021 by like 3%.
Wow.
So in the United States, the total number of people that are dying related to cardiovascular disease is about 696,000, almost 700,000 people. That's #1. #2 is cancer. With cancer for women, it's breast cancer. For
Mhm.
men, it's skin, prostate, lung, and colorectal cancer for men. So the third thing, COVID-19. The fourth thing was accidents, unintentional injury, suicide. The
Mhm.
fifth thing, stroke. 6 is like flu, chronic lower respiratory infections.
Mhm.
7 is Alzheimer's. 8, diabetes. 9, chronic liver disease like cirrhosis. And #10 is kidney disease. Now, having said that, it has been shown from studies that the Mediterranean lifestyle, eating or eating that way, lots of whole grains, fresh fruits, vegetables,
Mhm.
may, #1, reduce cardiovascular disease, not prevent or cure. So I want to make sure that I'm saying and that the listeners do understand I'm not saying that Mediterranean diet is a cure for heart
Right.
disease, a cure for cancer. No, it's not a cure. And it may not even prevent in some situations, but the studies have shown that it may reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease.
Right.
It may also, just because with it, all those vegetables, you're getting all the minerals, you're getting
Mhm.
fiber, you're getting in that green leafy stuff, antioxidants, you're getting all of that. And those agents are natural cancer fighting, heart building products that the Lord has already placed
Given us, yeah,
for us. He's already given that
that's
to
true.
us. It may reduce or lower blood pressure, the Mediterranean diet, just by the onions, the garlic, those kinds of natural things out there
Mhm.
may help reduce or prevent that. It has been shown to help with raising the good cholesterol. So when we look at cholesterol, and if you notice, whenever you go see your doctor and they do a cholesterol test, you will see 3 numbers. you will see HDL, high density lipoprotein. You'll see a LDL, low density lipoprotein, and then total. So the H one is the good one. We want that number high. The low one, that is the bad one. We don't want that one. So it has been shown that when we eat our fresh fruits, our vegetables, we're staying away from a whole lot of animal products, dairy, the meats, that those things raise cholesterol, that kind of thing. And so it has been shown and proven in studies that the Mediterranean lifestyle, these people had very normal to low cholesterol levels. And that's the total one. It has been also studied about blood sugar. This is why, Sonia, it's very important that we know our numbers. We need to know what our body is telling us. We need to know what's our blood pressure. We need to know what's our heart rate. Is it too fast? Is it too slow? We need to know respiratory rate. Am I breathing? Why am I hyperventilating? Why do I feel like I'm about to smother? We need to know temperature, something as simple as that. If it's high, could tell us there's some kind of underlying infection or inflammation or something going on. We need to know what's our blood sugar. We need to know the A1C. Is there a risk of me getting diabetes? Am I going that way? You haven't been diagnosed as diabetic yet, but the A1C is a good number to look at. We need to know our cholesterol. As women, we need to have our mammograms and our pap smears. We can't forego that and push that off on someone else. As men, we need to know, they need to know about their prostate and have those exams. So we need to know our numbers. The Mediterranean diet also helps reduce Alzheimer's. Studies have shown that the thinking, the memory is clear, that the memory and the cognitive function is even improved from some of those studies. It's good for gut health. You're getting those probiotics in when you're doing your yogurt, when you're doing that fiber and fills you up. It's helping to produce the good bacteria in our gut. So it has been shown to help with gut health. And as well, it helps you live longer. Who doesn't want that? Makes your skin smooth. Who don't want that? That sounds good to me. So those are the kinds of things that this diet may help improve.
That's awesome. So, Steffi, what are some of your favorite dishes in your cookbook?
Okay, yes, we get to this cookbook. Okay, so everyone, can you all see? Can they see
that's
that?
nice.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Give me one, because I'm actually making salmon tonight. I'm making salmon tonight. So let me hear one of those, your salmon recipes.
Yes. Okay, so remember what I said about this product is a team effort. I could not even begin to stand here and say, oh, yes, I did. And oh, I did. I am the writer of information. I want to make sure everything is clear, it's coming out like it's supposed to. You're doing salmon on page 32. I wrote this one down for you. It's one of our favorites as well.
Okay.
It's one of our, this is a walnut crusted salmon. One of the things about our recipes, it tells you the prep time, it tells you the cook time, and it tells you how many people it'll serve. And so this is going to be 15 minutes cooking for you when you get everything together. So you have your salmon, you can do a little salt, pepper if you like, do your spice, your rosemary, oregano, whatever it is that suits your taste buds, go for it. There's a little bit of honey or maple syrup, just a dab of that. There is some Dijon mustard, and there's some finely chopped walnuts. Instructions, very simple. Oven to 375. Get your baking sheet and coat it with your cooking spray. You can then place your salmon, the skin side down. Mix the Dijon mustard, the honey or maple syrup in a small dish, put it over the fish, and on top of the fish, press your walnuts. Bake the salmon your 15-20 minutes if you want it medium well, or if you want it well until it flakes, and then, or until it's slightly brown, whatever your flavor.
Okay.
And at the bottom, we list the nutritional information for those who want to know, well, how many calories, who
Right.
may want to know how much cholesterol, how much fiber, those kind of things are listed as well. So that's kind of one of our faves. How many minutes? I've got like pages of just some favorites, but here's another
Give
one.
me two easy ones. Like, so most people, well, America, we're always, like you said, we're always on the go. So trying to help people who really don't want to cook, but they know it's better for them, financially it'll be better for you, and you can,
Yes.
feed your family. So something, two more that's like pretty easy.
Okay. Sonia, I want to share with you, this is a 30-day meal plan
Oh, really?
that comes with the book,
That's awesome.
and it lists out for you so you don't have to think too hard about, oh my goodness, next week, what am I going to eat?
Right.
Take a look for breakfast. You can have a smoothie bowl. For your lunch, you can do sauteed spinach and leeks and a medium orange. For your snack, you can have a potato pancake. And for dinner, do lemon grilled shrimp. So we have done a 30-day meal plan for you. And in this book, it also has a shopping list.
Oh,
And
that's
you can
awesome.
take a picture of it and just put these staple things in your pantry, your fridge,
Right.
your freezer. So when it's a rainy day, you don't want to get out in it, you can say,
already
oh,
there.
okay, I already got some in the freezer. I already
right.
got all the trimmings that go with it. So we want it to be easy for you to just start. It doesn't have to be a big, overwhelming, I got to do the whole month. Just one step, just really hearing it and thinking on it, and just make a step. I'm going to eat one apple today. That's a start.
That's more than what you ate yesterday.
That's more than what you had yesterday.
That's right.
Yay. Add you an orange to it. Add you then, okay, I'm going to add a vegetable today. Your choice. The same vegetables that's over in the Mediterranean area, we have it. It just may be a different form, a different look,
Right.
a different color. It may be something different about it, but God didn't bless them with anything else
That's
over
right.
there that we don't have. We just need to capitalize and branch out. I know we're used to apples and oranges. You might want to try a mango or some kiwi.
That's
You
right.
may want to branch out and get that avocado fruit. You may like it. You don't even
Love
know.
avocado.
Get something different. That's the beauty of this kind of lifestyle. The table is full of color and just delicious. It is so good.
Awesome.
I
That's
got
awesome.
some more if you want to talk about that, or
Well, we're gonna, cause we don't have to. Well, give me one more recipe.
one more.
'Cause I
Okay.
do like something really easy, but I love the fact that you have the 30-day meal plan.
Yes.
For me, I really hate going to the grocery store. So
I
with
do
that
too.
in the shopping list, I order online. I can just key in what I need, and what I've started doing now. I
Yeah.
don't buy a whole bunch of food anymore because sometimes I waste it, and food is too expensive. Eggs are like $1,000. And so I was like, I have to be a good steward over what God gave me. So what I do
Yes.
now, I buy enough for the week. I use that, and
That's
then
good.
I, buy more. So that's what I've been trying to do. I've been trying to cook more and stop eating out as much. Being
That's
single, it's so
awesome.
easy to do that. But I'm trying to do better.
Yes. That's all it takes. It's
Yeah.
just an effort, thinking on it, because when you get your numbers, you're going to like them. You're going to say,
That's right.
oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I can keep doing this. Okay, so on page 41, spaghetti and broccoli. How about that one?
Okay.
10
That's
minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes to prepare all your little prep, 20 minutes of cook time, and it'll serve 4. You get your spaghetti, your broccoli, some anchovies, you get some red chilies and some white breadcrumbs. And that's pretty much it. You just cook your spaghetti. I'm just kind of paraphrasing
right,
all of
right.
this.
Mhm.
And you just add your broccoli into it. You see, you just added a vegetable. And that didn't take anything, it didn't make our mind go tilt like, oh, I can't do that. Or,
Right.
oh, that's gonna be too much. You're like, oh yeah. Add
So
a little broccoli.
is it only spaghetti? Is it meatballs with it, or is it ground
These,
turkey, or
this one is just the anchovies, the
oh, the
chilies.
anchovies is the protein.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes. And that's the way we get proteins. And don't forget, we get proteins in our veggies.
Absolutely.
Because the animals get it.
I was vegan for a couple of years, and people were like, "Well, how are you getting your protein?" There's protein in the food that I'm eating: nuts, vegetables,
Nuts, seeds. Yes,
seeds.
it
Yeah.
is. Yes,
So
there is. And being plant-based and vegan, there's even a chapter back here for our readers or listeners that are vegan. I have the stir-fried kale with mushrooms.
oh,
That's a favorite of ours. Roasted artichokes and the broccoli with cherries and walnuts.
that sounds so good.
So we have a little bit of something for everyone, but there again, if there's an ingredient there that you're like, I don't want that, I want to eat,
Just
that's
change
okay.
it.
Change it. Be free.
Be free.
Be free. Do you. That may work for me and my taste buds.
Mhm.
It may not do anything for yours,
Absolutely.
but it will even generate another recipe that you're like,
Exactly.
oh, I
Okay,
can
let
do
me-
this and this,
Right.
and that's even better. So work your magic. And that's
Exactly.
the way God created us, to just be unique and be you.
Dare to
Do
be
you.
different. That's
You
right.
don't have to be anybody else. You are okay.
I
You
love
are
it.
okay.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Mhm. You
Steffi,
are for sure okay.
thank you so much for joining the show today. Please tell the listeners how they can follow you on social media, as well as if you have an email address that you want to share. Also your barcodes for your books.
Yes. How
I'm
shall,
hoping they'll be able to do it, but if not,
okay.
and tell
So
us where your books are sold. I'm sorry.
that's okay. You're fine. The barcode, shall I hold it up? This is the
Yeah,
first book,
go up a
The
little.
Dash.
Okay, just stay. Go up. Come back a little bit.
Okay.
Hold it up a little higher, and stop. Okay, that's the Dash Diet Cookbook barcode. Okay, okay. You can bring it down.
And this one is the Mediterranean.
Go up a little higher. Stop right there. Pretty. Oh, that's a pretty nail color.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Okay, you can bring it down.
Okay. And I'm only on Facebook, and the of course is www.facebook.com/Strawd, SSTRAWD. If you want to send me a question about something that I can answer, I would be glad to. But if you're going to change your lifestyle or diet and you need medical advice, talk to your healthcare provider about that, because we want you well and whole, because
Exactly.
they can better give you a better plan, just tailor-made for you. So my
Absolutely.
email is sstrawder, SSTRAWDER at AOL.com. Very
Okay.
easy. I've had it for years. I like it. I'm not changing it. And so I'm going to keep it. My kids say that's outdated, but it's okay. It still works for me.
Yeah.
So S.
It
Strawder
works.
at AOL.com. Please send me your questions. I will be glad to help in any way I can
That's
regarding
awesome.
help.
And Stephanie, before we go, I usually play a little game called You Can Get With This or You Can Get With That. And what that is, it's a way for the listeners and myself to get to know the guests better. So I ask you a few questions and you choose the one that best fits you. I kind of did some like food questions today since we're talking about, the books, the recipe books. So this should be easy for you. Olive oil or grapeseed oil?
Let's go olive oil.
Tell us
Let's
why.
go olive oil all the way. Mediterranean loves,
Yes.
eats, drinks, puts it on everything. Olive oil.
So olive oil is good for your heart
Olive oil is very good
and
for
for
your
your
heart.
skin and your skin.
Yes. You could do amazing things with it. Hair, whatever.
Yep.
Olive oil.
It's amazing. Yeah.
There's a study that actually showed that olive oil helped some women who had or a diagnosis of breast cancer. So olive oil, I'm going with it.
Got you. Ranch dressing or vinaigrette dressing?
Vinaigrette. Let's go with vinaigrette. Yeah.
Tell us
That's
why.
not to say, hey, you want ranch today? Enjoy yourself. That's the other thing I like to stress. There is no condemnation. There's
That's
nobody here that's going to condemn you and say, well, you need it. Oh, no. No, there are no perfect people in the world.
That's right.
And even if they got their diet or lifestyle all, together, there's something broke.
It's
somewhere.
something. It's something broken
It's
somewhere.
something broke. So
That's
that's
true.
okay. There's no condemnation regarding age, size, race, none of that.
Absolutely.
We all are here to learn and grow because me included, am on a journey.
Amen. I
Just
love
like
it.
you,
I love it. Plain yogurt or flavored yogurt?
plain.
Plain.
Yeah. Plain low yogurt. And mostly the Greek yogurt. Yes, that
Mhm.
one. Because some of the other ones have the added
Sugar. Mhm.
and it's got some added dairy stuff in there that you may not want. That's not to say that you can't have any. Moderation is
Moderation
the
is
key.
key.
Yes.
True. Mozzarella or cheddar cheese?
Ooh, mozzarella, low fat of either.
Or both.
Right. Yes. Low fat.
Yeah. Catfish or salmon?
Salmon.
That's my favorite fish. I love, and red snapper. Redfish. I love redfish and
Redfish.
salmon.
So good.
But I can get down with some catfish every now and then, but I'm trying to stay away from
Exactly.
fried food.
That's right. Exactly.
White potato or sweet potato?
The white potato is known to be kind of starchy. The
Mhm.
sweet potato, it kind of falls into our veggies there and it got that little sweetener on it. You can put that sweet potato in about anything you want. You got your natural sweetener right
Sure
there
do.
in front of
I
you.
love it. Absolutely. My friend actually, she's doing the fast with her church, and she the other day made a baked potato with chunky guacamole on top. Oh my gosh.
Wasn't that good?
And
So
a lot of
good.
people wouldn't even think that go. It's perfect. It got the savory and the sweet. Yeah.
It was so good. And it's okay to explore.
Yeah.
Have something a little different with your meals and bring them to life. We don't have to eat board menus.
Absolutely.
And board
Salad
food.
chicken. I mean, that can get boring, but it's helpful. You can get the
Yes.
weight down, but you still want to. That's the problem. America, we don't like boring. Weekends is for restaurants, eating out, So, but you're right. Add some variety. I love that. Nuts or popcorn?
Nuts. Go with nuts. Yeah, that popcorn,
Or if you make your own popcorn, if you
that's something different.
like back in the day. back in the day.
So yeah, for sure. That's something different. But nuts, oh my goodness,
They're my
so many
favorite.
variety of nuts. Explore them. They are so good.
Mhm.
Watch the salt though with them.
Yeah, we lived on when I was growing up, Pecan Boulevard. So it was all pecans. My mother loved pecans. We had like 3 pecan trees in our backyard. I
Mm.
loved pecans, but I didn't like the caterpillars, so that was my problem. But yeah, oh my gosh, they were so. I mean, it was pecans all down the median in everybody's yard. It was great. Um, Adult beverage such as wine or soda.
No soda.
Yeah.
Don't go with soda. Loaded with sugar. Those fruit juices that are
They're
loaded
horrible.
with
Yeah.
sugar. If you're you have the means, but like I said at the beginning, water.
Water is my
is
favorite. I drink a
good.
gallon or more a day. I love water. That
Yes,
is your friend.
yes. And even though the Mediterranean people, they do the red wine, and like I say, I highly, highly recommend the water.
Mhm.
Even on this diet, coffee and tea are acceptable. I caution people against that because there's caffeine. There's
Mhm.
caffeine in coffee. There's caffeine in tea. And if you already have some kind of heart condition or so, you might not want that little just stimulant going on with your cardiovascular disease. But there again, that is a decision between you and your provider,
Right.
just to make sure that that is okay for you.
I'm not a huge coffee drinker, but I noticed when I drank caffeine coffee, it made my heart palpitate.
You do?
So I just do decaf. I mean, it's no
Yes.
stimulant, but I just sometimes want the taste of it. So you're right.
Yes. And I will say, because my mom loved her coffee. She lived by coffee. That's she gonna have some coffee. She don't care what. And so she switched from coffee to the decaf. And she's like, I drink decaf. It don't have no caffeine. I'm like, Mama, it's got some, not as much.
Not as
as
okay,
the coffee.
but I don't
But
have any
it-
palpitations though.
So that's good. But
Mhm.
it does have some caffeine.
So it
not
does
to
have
the
a little
extent
something.
it
Okay.
does.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good
I'm
to know.
sorry to have to tell you.
No, and that's fine as long as I don't have any palpitations.
Right.
I'll continue drinking it. Deli turkey or bacon. I know.
Both the process. Definitely the bacon, I would say no. The deli process, there again, the Mediterranean lifestyle, there's almost nothing off the menu.
Yeah. Mhm.
Everything is moderation. If you'll make sure the bottom part of your pyramid is filled with some exercise and enjoying family and friends, and then come up a notch and have as many fruits and vegetables as you want. Remember that pyramid. So really, there's nothing off the menu. And there will be some recipes in here that may have ham, because just because I don't want it, don't mean there may not be somebody in
Correct.
the world that's
Absolutely.
like, I might want to do something with some ham for, a special occasion, or not, just because I
Right.
want some kind of deal. So everything is moderation. Just remember your pyramid and remember the things that you can have daily, all day. You can have as much fruits and vegetables. Go for it.
Go for it.
Go for it. Knock
last,
yourself
but,
out.
last but not least, cereal or oatmeal.
Definitely oatmeal, whole grain. So we're on our pyramid, right next to the exercise and enjoying your family. Go up that notch to your fresh fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. That includes that good old oatmeal right there. Cereal has so much hidden sugar in it. That's why it be so good.
I know.
So good.
Even you be thinking raisin bran, but that has a lot of sugar in it as well.
Yes.
I remember I used to, because I went from Apple Jacks to Raisin Bran in my 30s. And so, I forgot I told people I was 24. Well, anyway.
You did.
Oh, well, the cat's out the bag. I'm 37. But when I loved Apple Jacks. That was my favorite. And I went from there to Raisin Bran and then to Cheerios because that was not healthy. But I try not. I don't drink dairy cow milk anymore. I don't really like my cereal with almond milk, so I just stopped eating cereal altogether.
Stop eating it all.
Yeah. So,
oh my goodness. Yes, a taste you have to acquire. You have to acquire the taste for the almond milk with your Raisin Bran or
it's just different.
Yeah,
the texture is different for me. So, but yeah,
almost watery. Yeah. Is this cereal or water? Which one is the time
I remember when I was little, if my mom hadn't, was at work and we didn't have in the summertime, we would drink it. We would eat it with water.
Oh,
the taste.
Went way back on them sugar sandwiches, them mayo sandwiches. Oh my goodness, it'll work too.
Yeah, you're right. Steffi, thank you so much for joining the show. I really appreciate it. And guys, you can follow me at She Say Sports on Facebook, She Say Sports 23 on Instagram, at She Say 23 on Twitter, and please subscribe to our YouTube page. Well, until next time, this is Sonia with She Say Sports.